Hey man, it is what it is. This star wasn't more about technical difficulties. It was more about figuring a couple things out.
But you know what though, it's good. You know, it's funny. It always goes into a lesson. Like I tell my kids, is that you got to just start doing it.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we want to be such perfectionists, or maybe our fear of failure, that it sometimes prevents us from even starting it. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Once you get it going, then you can start course correcting. You know, one of the lessons I learned, we was in the Bahamas on some jet skis, and I realized you can't steer if you're not moving forward. We are
no doubt.
You can't change direction if you're not moving.
Right.
So a lot of times people don't get started because they think they're headed in the wrong direction. Well, if that's the case, you got to move in order to turn.
It's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm noticing, you know, when we first started, I mean, we was over there in the corner. We had all kind of crazy stuff going on. Now, everything, a new problem presented. We solve a new problem. It's a new problem, but we start to build momentum in this process.
And the process is way smoother as far as, you know, the setup and the start. So to speak. So, no, it's all good, man. Hey, look, yesterday, well, this weekend, but yesterday was crazy, bro.
Yeah, what happened?
Nah, my family wanted to go to a buffet.
Going in the crack den, huh? They were going to the trap house,
grill.
Huh?
Bro, I walked in there, I was out of place, bro.
Damn.
Like,
buffet.
It's
a dangerous place, man.
It's horrible. It's horrible. I'm gonna tell you something though. Don't go to a buffet. Don't do it.
I thought you was gonna show me how to navigate the buffet. You said just don't go. Just don't go.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you something. Stay home. Just don't, order in. Like make sure your portions are.
It ain't no techniques to combat a buffet.
No.
You ain't got no. You ain't got no. Said I don't even got no play for you, huh?
It was horrible. Listen, this is what I'm telling you, bro. So I go over right to the little hibachi spot. The little, you know what I'm talking about. So they fired up. I'm strong. Like I'm strong. You know what I mean? I'm coming in. I got my chest out.
Yeah.
This is how I'm gonna show y'all how to do this buffet thing.
Yeah.
Pass by the fried food. I said, I'm good. I ain't pass by the cakes and the pies and ice cream. Hey, I'm strong. I'm breaking down by the minute. I'm breaking the fuck down by the minute. Yo, I swear to God, I'm thinking about your ass the whole time. I said, I got to do this podcast tomorrow. I got to go in there with a story. Like, I got to go in there with a power story. I'm fucking breaking down by the minute, though. Hey, look. So, like I told you, every podcast, we get on here and say, look, hey, I'm just like you.
Man.
And the thing about being in shape, and the thing is to not have these things present. At the end of the day, willpower is willpower, but you still have that the urge can be stronger than your willpower at times, right? And that's why I tell people with the cookies, the cakes, the fried food, don't have that in your house.
Ooh.
Because, hey, look, I'm walking. I get my hibachi. It's all good. I mean, the chicken on there got the. And I'm walking back. In my mind, I said, I can't even walk back up here. I'm going to get everything I need. I'm going to get my drink. I'm going to get everything because I'm sitting down. I said, damn, I kind of saw some fried fish up there. And then my wife was like, I mean, I know, like, how you eat. I know how you eat on the... So
Here you go. Yeah.
You should be able to at least
treat yourself.
Get a slice of cake. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And then my son was like, can you take me back up there to get ice cream? Wow. I gotta go back in the fire again.
Yeah.
I say all that to say, I folded a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a little bit of, I was out my realm, and I folded a little bit. And I say all that to say, even though your boy, we speak to you guys about, willpower and really being able to lock in regardless of the atmosphere you're in.
Yeah.
It still can be hard, and that's why you gotta put yourself in the right atmospheres and in the right spaces, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Definitely, but I like that you're telling that story because it goes to show the realness of the shit. Like we talked about before, like still being human and navigating this thing.
Yeah.
It's every day you got to get up and lace your shoes up every single day.
No
It's
doubt.
not like a destination. You just get there. You know what I'm saying? And you brought up a good point I want to tap on real quick. It's proximity. I learned this word. I think it's called propinquity or something. I never heard this word before. And basically, it's that your options are connected to your access.
No doubt.
So for me, when I first started trying to eat different, I had kids.
Right.
We got kids. So I'm like, when it's time to pick out the snacks, my alibi, like my kids used to be on my co-defendants. I'm like, I'm buying this for my kids. Yo,
Right.
This shit ain't for me.
No doubt.
Late at night, 11:30, I'm in there doing the Tostitos. I'm doing it for the kids thing. So I was like, you know what? I got to just not have this in the crib.
No doubt.
So I was like, what can I swap it out? And I said, what do y'all like? Strawberries? All right, bet. I'm going to get some strawberries,
No
some
doubt.
apples. Because you got to create an environment that supports your success.
Right.
Because like you said, what you said, willpower versus, what was the other thing that they weighed it out? You said your willpower, you're strong but then sometimes your desire, or if it's right there.
Yeah. The desire overweigh that willpower.
The desire
it can overpower the
over
willpower.
So you got to be smart enough to not put yourself in that position more times than not. It's
Right.
going to be a time where someone's going to invite you to the
No
buffet.
doubt.
So
1,000%.
you need to have the track record of doing it the other way. So yeah, I think I wanted to you brought a good point of proximity. Like if you're around it, you're going to be much more subject to engage in it, whatever that thing is.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right. No
saying?
doubt.
And creating the environment. So, before we get into that, let's do the introduction.
Hey guys, again, we appreciate you guys for tuning in again. This is Transformers, the podcast with your boy Will Beckford.
And your main man, Dallas Maxwell.
This is the place that you guys can come to get the information that will help you change from the man you are today to the man you truly want to be.
And what's
our
the goal?
Our goal is to help 100,000 men.
Make that transformation.
Yes,
So yeah,
sir.
we got a little carried away like we do in the beginning.
Nah, that was crazy though. Bro,
Nah, but it's real.
You,
It's real, man,
That's
because I
crazy.
know the feeling when you get close, and that's what really tests. And you know what? It's the perfect segue into what we're going to talk about in terms of faith. It's testing your faith. It's testing your willpower. It's testing your resolve. It's testing your doing what you know is the right thing versus the thing that you don't want to do. And it's not even
Right.
about the right thing and the wrong thing. It's about what do you want to be doing and what you don't want to be doing as it pertains to helping you achieve and maintain the results that we're trying to get.
No doubt.
So, last episode we talked about, the importance of being a leader versus being a boss. If you guys didn't check that out, go check out that last episode. But today we want to talk about faith is the foundation, and work without faith is dead. Now, there's a I think it's a Bible passage.
It's a Bible passage for sure.
That says faith without work is dead, and the understanding there is that you can't just be pie in the sky and be dreaming and all that kind of stuff. The rubber's got to meet the mold. You got to put something into action. So that's the whole concept.
And that's just to crumble that the mindset of The Secret.
Yep.
And manifestation
Ooh. Yep.
and affirmations
Yep.
and thinking that you can only think it and things are going to happen and not necessarily put the rubber to the road when it comes to doing the work that's going to actually get you the result that you're looking for. And a lot of times, the affirmation thing and the manifestation, that all that comes from having the mindset to do the work. But people forget that, and a lot of times, a lot of courses, and not necessarily courses, but a lot of
thinking,
people,
the idea,
a lot of people and books and different things has been sold to individuals because the people that's selling it know that if I tell them they can just think it, it's more appealing than telling them they have to think it but do the work to back that up. So.
And it's playing on people's desire to have more for less. And, and I'm going to go as far as I think it's kind of manipulative. It is manipulative. It taps into human nature because we're always looking for a shortcut. When in reality, we know it's no shortcut. There's only the most direct route. There's no
Right.
shortcut. There's
Right.
no way to make the thing that takes a certain time take any less than it takes.
Right. No
There's
doubt.
only the most direct route. Now, you can take a long route and waste time, but it ain't no shortcut. So the illusion of a shortcut is just a fallacy. But what they do is they present the lowest hanging fruit, the easiest part of it, to make you think that that's all you got to do. So the faith without works is dead is just based on, like you said, listen, you got to see it. You got to see the ball going in the rim, but you got to actually take the shot.
You got to take the shot.
You can't shoot with your mind.
You got to take the shot. No
You know
doubt.
what I'm saying? So faith without work is dead. But what we're saying is we're going to flip it and say work without faith is dead. And so,
No doubt.
so what do I mean by that? The importance of faith as a foundation is the most important concept. And so work without faith is dead simply just means that I feel like most times, and I've been guilty of this, and I know a lot of people are guilty, and in my profession I talk to a lot of people, is doing what I call going through the motions, right? A lot of times we're going through the motion. I think Denzel Washington said, don't mistake movement for progress. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we think because we're moving that we're making progress, and we accept this kind of going through the motions. Most adults don't even know that they can believe in what they're doing. We have this kind of default operation and we're like, I'm doing what I gotta do, or I'm just kind of going through the motion. So when we say work without faith is dead, means that anything that you're trying to do, if you can't find it in your heart and your soul to believe in what you're doing, it doesn't matter how hard you try or how good you get at something you don't believe in. And therefore, faith, which means your degree of belief in your ability to achieve that success, is going to determine your ability to achieve that success. You hear the term attitude determines altitude, meaning that the way we look at things, the way we mentally approach things, determines proportionally our level of success that we're going to have. So as an example, you train a lot of kids, you've coached a lot of people. Talk to me about the difference between what you feel like a person's attitude at the outset ultimately plays in their ability to achieve their goals.
No, it's the hugest thing. Like, if a person, if an individual, when we talk about faith, it's just belief. It's just
Period.
believing in something.
Period.
It's just believing in something. It's stronger than, and the belief is that you can't see the thing that you're actually moving
There's no
towards.
tangible evidence to support it, so it requires more of you, which is why I guess that's the definition of faith.
And if you're an athlete, or if you're a person that's trying to lose weight and transform your body, like how long do you believe in this thing when you're doing a lot of work and you don't really see the result right away? Right? Now things are happening, right? But you gotta have a certain amount of faith. That's just like an athlete. That's coming in and he's training 4 days a week. 4 days a week. How do he know that the work he's putting in now is going to transition to the field? Right? How do he know that he's going to be a faster, more explosive, just a better overall athlete when the season starts? He don't know. He's just putting the work in and having enough faith and belief to buy into what he's doing and thinking that, this is going to manifest into something, right? So, it's all about buy-in. It's all about belief. It's all about faith.
And you know what? As you were saying that, I mean, it was hot. It was rolling into my mind. It's like, well, what would be that dude's ability to have that faith? And really, faith just comes down to one thing, which is trust in the process.
Yeah, no doubt.
You will have faith to the degree that you trust the process. So when you understand the way that something works, if I do these things, the faith comes in is the timing might not come in the way you think it is. So you might be going through the activities, doing the thing, and you'd be like, man, this ain't happening. That's a faith conversation. But when you understand the process, if I keep doing these specific things over time, compounded, I'm guaranteed to get this result.
And
so
it's compounding efforts.
Compounding effort. And it brings me to a story. And I heard this story a long time ago, but I always tell it because it illustrates exactly what we're talking about. It's called the Chinese bamboo tree. I don't know if you ever heard of it before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So boom. Chinese bamboo tree, right? It's one of the tallest growing trees, very, very strong material. So Buddy plants this Chinese bamboo tree. So he plants the seed, he's watering the soil. Dude walks by. He's like, yo, man, what are you doing? Playing in the dirt? Like, nah, I planted this tree, it's gonna grow soon. He's like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Dude comes back a year later. He's like, yo, man, you still over here? He's like, yeah, no, this tree's going to grow. Dude's like, all right. Third year, dude comes back. He's like, man, you still over there playing in the dirt, man? You got a lot of time to spare on your hands. He's like, nah, trust me, it's going to grow. Fourth year, same thing. Fifth year, guy comes back. He's like, man, you're wasting your time. What are you doing? And within a month's time, the tree grows 90 feet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So what I took away from that is
it's the what's happening under,
when we say work without faith is dead, is sometimes the results of the work you can't see when you want to see it. So you have to trust and believe in the process, even if you don't have anything visually support you. And without that, you're going to stop. Mm-hmm. Most people, and we've talked about this before, are transactional. We're taught to be transactional. We do a thing, we get a thing. But a lot of times when we're talking about, in most cases, when we're talking about major transformation, you're not going to get the result until it's almost time for you to give up, which is why you have to have belief in the process and essentially just not quit.
And just like you said, it's transactional. It's like it's the belief has to be. Look, I ask you a question. Why is most people out of shape? Right? Like, why do you think most people are out of shape?
I'd say multiple reasons. I would say bad habits would contribute to it. They don't want it bad enough, or the desire for ease outweighs the discipline required to do it. It's mainly just habits, or maybe they don't see themselves as being in shape.
All right,
self-image.
Now, let me ask you a question. How many people that's out of shape that you think have tried to get in shape?
Everybody. I would bet.
Okay.
And I'm not a betting man, but I would bet that everybody at some point has said, "At this time, I'm gonna do it."
And how many have and they probably tried it, went to the gym, worked out.
Yeah. Bought some water, got a salad. Yeah.
I say all that to say, if they would have gotten results soon as they did that, they would be in shape. See what I'm saying? It's just the belief. And us people
nice.
being,
like that.
You see what I'm saying? People being so transactional. That's why we got so many people risking their lives to go get surgeries and stuff because it's instantaneous.
They need to see it too fast.
You need to see it too fast. And the thing is, the faith isn't there. Ooh. You got that faith and the belief has to be there. So it's like, if those individuals that tried it would have got on the scale and would have been 10 to 15 pounds down after their first day of working out, they would have stuck to it. But when you go 3-4 weeks and the scale badly budge, you don't understand what's going on internally. You don't understand that it took you 30 years to be out of shape.
Ooh.
What makes you think it's going to take 3 weeks?
A couple weeks.
Your body has to get acclimated to this new style of training, this new style of eating, right? This new style of, of everything that's out of the ordinary and that's not comfortable to you and your body. So they don't understand, like the bamboo tree, what's going on internally, what's going on in the ground, what's happening, right? If they understood that, then they would be, they would stick to it longer because they'll understand that I'm doing all the right stuff. It's inevitable that I'll get in the shape that I want to be in because I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing to get in that shape. But instead, they look for the result right away. They don't understand that they are getting the result. It's just internally, right? You are like it's a lot going on, and your body has to get acclimated to this new style. These new things that these new stresses that you're putting on your body.
And faith, because that was beautiful how you tied it. Faith is what's going to keep you going until you can see it.
1,000%. I love that. It's fire.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you're making major transformation, you don't see it outside until it's manifested inside.
Right.
You don't see the plant pop out of the soil until the root is already fully formed. It starts with the root and then to the fruit, but we want to see the fruits first before we've established the thickness of the root. So I think that's a good point. That's a perfect segue into the importance of believing in what you're doing, because you're going to need that to hold you over. It's not going to be an instant gratification thing. Like you said, I mean, shit, it takes 30 days to develop a new habit. Your body needs to make, and we're talking about a physical example right now, but this is with anything that you want to do.
No doubt.
You have to find a way to believe in the process of things, because there's going to be a part of the part of this thing where you can't see it. And so what I thought about, I broke it down into this. We're responsible for the what and the why. So what's the what and the why? What do we want? It's your responsibility to know what your target is. You got to know what your goal is. You can't shoot at a basket you can't identify. So you got to really know what you want. So that's the first phase. And then the next phase is, why do you want it? Now, the reason why the why is important, we talked about, is because your why has to be more powerful than the challenge. It has to be more powerful than your excuses. It has to be more powerful than a rainy day. It has to be more powerful than it's cold outside.
Right.
So you got to have a powerful enough reason as the foundation for your what you want to do it, your why you want to do it. But this is where people mess up.
Right.
You don't need to know how it's going to happen. And now I struggle with
nah,
this
we
because
all
I'm a
struggle with
control
that.
freak, man. So I'll be like, what you mean? I know what I want. I know why I want it. And you telling me I can't participate in the how?
Right.
You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
but that's last week we was talking, going back and forth about men and women stuff. I think that's a lot of men.
I think because we want to control things, or maybe we feel paranoid when we don't feel out of control, but you are in control by knowing what's not in your control.
Profound, bro.
That was off the top of the dome. I actually gotta think about that for a second.
It's very, very.
Because I used to always want, I want to like control the shit. Like,
and think
that'd
about
be like you planting a seed, watering it, and then digging up the soul. Be like, all right, what y'all doing down here? Like, nothing would ever grow like that. Whatever you believe in, God is like, man, all I need you to know is what kind of seeds you want to plant, i.e., what do you want, what outcome, then why you want it. I need this because it's going to feed it. Okay, do the what, which is plant it, and then let me do my thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
And step off.
No doubt.
And that's the part where it gets dangerous, because we want to control the part, knowing the difference between what's our part and what's our not part. So the formula is know what you want, know why you want it, and then have the faith that the how will produce it, and don't stop working until you can see it, because you're going to want to quit if you can't see it. That's why the faith is so important. It's the glue that holds it together.
And I know some of you guys would probably say, like, why are they talking about faith, but they're not talking religious talk?
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing about faith.
Now,
the thing is that everything is principle based, right? The truth does not require belief, only lies do. Meaning that the truth stands on its own. We don't need to talk about a religious or not. If you need to understand that by my faith in God, my faith in Jesus, then do that. If you got to call it universe, what we're talking about is the principle of belief and how it's
strong belief.
A strong belief.
You got
and
belief,
Think and Grow Rich, they call it burning desire.
Yeah, exactly. So you have belief, and then you have faith. In my opinion, it's the
belief
same.
Is junior. Belief is baby. Faith is grown.
That's grown.
Belief is the infant of faith. Faith is the adult of belief. So you got to enter the room with belief.
You guys, you on your bars today, bro. It's the collar shirt. It's the collar, bro.
It might be.
It's the collar.
As you build your belief, then you can eventually transition into faith, and then faith becomes a not I'm hoping, not I'm guessing, not I'm wishing, but I'm knowing.
I'm knowing.
And when you start knowing, then you don't need to see it.
Because belief, man, you can believe one day and then something not go right, and you stop believing.
Faith does not go up and down. It's a knowing.
It's
like, all right, it's a matter of time. Maybe not now, but it's going to happen. Right. And that's what enables you to go on, because when we talk about transactional, that's to see. If I can't see it, I'm going to stop.
Right.
Faith allows you to continue to where you can build those results, because you don't need to see what you already know.
No doubt.
And so I think to tie it all together, if you're doing something that you don't believe in, you're wasting your time. Spend 80% of that time developing your belief and 20% of that time executing what you believe. And as you do that over time, it'll translate into faith. And when faith is the foundation of anything that you do, you can't lose, because you won't quit too early.
No doubt.
Because you don't need to see it. You can be it before you see it.
Yeah. Yo, hey, listen. That's They'll definitely rewind this a couple
Yeah, I mean,
times.
I'm done. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, because I think this it's more thinking at this point. It's more digesting at this point.
Yeah.
And the message that we really wanted to get into is that work without faith is dead. Although we say faith without works is dead, but they're equally important, and that's the point of it. The same way a coin has its value on one side or the other, they're equally important and they work in conjunction with each other. So if you're doing anything, if you're setting any goals, and this is what the secret left out, this is why a lot of people didn't get the results, is because they started making dream boards, but what they didn't tell them is that if you don't believe in it, don't write it down. If you can't see yourself in a 7,000 square foot mansion, don't put that down.
No
Be
doubt.
like, yo, I just want to pay off my credit card. If you can't see yourself riding around in a Bentley or whatever, don't put that. Say, I want to pay off my damn truck. You know what I'm saying? You have to have the belief in what you're doing. Nobody ever took a shot that they didn't believe that they were going to make. So belief, which turns into faith, is going to be the foundation. Then you put your goals and what you want to do. You got to know the what.
And then that belief system and that faith has to be strong enough to make you move and do the necessary things you need to do to accomplish those goals you set.
And I got a quick tip before we roll on strengthen your faith. Is that, and because I use this for myself, and sometimes I struggle with faith, and I'd be like, damn, man, I can't see this one. This one's hard. Just think back to something that you didn't think you were going to make it through, but you did make it through. And remember how uncertain you was before you started and how you were after you felt you did it. Everything's like that. It just increases in scale. You know what I'm saying? So if you're struggling with your faith, think about something that you wanted, that you already achieved, and draw on that power to build it. And it's a constant thing that you're building it and growing it. You have baby faith. You have, faith starts growing up, but it's something that you have to be conscious of. And remember what you got through or what you've already survived through. But don't do nothing that you don't believe that you can succeed at, because you're not going to. And a lot of people find people going through the motions, just doing things that they don't believe in, and they wonder why they're not getting results. The foundation is faith 100%.
No doubt. Hey, guys. It's another one, episode 8 of the Transformation, the podcast with your boy Will Beckford.
And your main man, Dallas Maxwell.
Hey, look, we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep giving you the information to transform your life.
And one more thing before we go. Hey, listen, if you guys are following us on Spotify, we got a YouTube channel. Please subscribe, hit the bell. If you like what we're talking about, share, let your friends know. Again, our goal is to help 100,000 men make the transformation in the man that they are today into the man that they truly want to be, that they dreamed of and raised their hand in kindergarten and told the teacher what they wanted to be when they grew up. That's what we're trying to do. So on that note, we appreciate y'all for listening and watching.
We out.
We out.